Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Fantastic Four issue number 10. This is the War of Realms tie-in, and I just as well rather that they didn't do that at all, that they were just in space for the day or something like that, because none of this really mattered. None of it. Not a single bit of it. Anyway, guys, let's start talking about who made the comic book. We'll talk about the comic book itself. Neighboring Realm. Dan Slott is the writer, Paco Medina with Kevin Labranda on art, Jesus Abertov doing the colors, and VC's Joe Caramagna on letters. Esad Ribic does the variant, the cover art, and the variant art is done by Bill Sienkiewicz. Stanley and Jack Kirby, of course, created the Fantastic Frickin' Four, and you got the War of Realms coming in. The first half of this comic book is devoted to just them screwing around. They're having a block party, dude. Come on. All of a sudden, the giants come in, like, oh, let's fight. This doesn't tell me. I don't know. It happens kind of around, but before everybody gets teleported to Avengers Mansion, before all the Valkyrie die, before the Jotunheim giants and everybody else that's there actually winds up winning and taking New York. Just this week, we've got New York in a really helpless situation. And meanwhile, this comic book is like, oh, by the way, this is what happened before. It was all about trying to get a radio tower. They had to get a radio tower. And they're like, oh, wait, so if we destroy the radio tower, then we'll be fine. So they destroy the radio tower. They're like, Ben, or to human... no, it was Powerhouse who did it. It was their son, the Fantastic Four's son, Nathaniel. He's like, oh, I gotta destroy this. Okay, boom, and he blows it up. And like, no, wait. Well, they win. But why did she say wait again? Anyway, so nobody got teleported to Avengers Mansion this time. This was completely out of continuity, it felt like. I mean, it's obvious when this happened, but it just didn't make sense. It wasn't written very well. It was literally like just, Dan Slott saying, ooh, War of Realms, doing pretty good. Let's put one of my books in there. Because why? Exactly. Because why? A lot of this just didn't make sense. Ben Grimm and Devil Dinosaur are about as strong as each other. Maybe Ben Grimm's a little bit stronger. Maybe. But the size advantage is definitely going to Devil Dinosaur. Now, at one point, Ben Grimm screams out his famous, "It's clobbering time!" And it actually looks loud, baritone, bossy, powerful. Devil Dinosaur says, "Rah," with an exclamation point next to it. No hyper word balloon, no double exclamation points, nothing. It literally looks like he's saying, "Rah." Really? Really? There was so much just wrong with this comic book, man. And it's a shame because you just look at this front cover. This is one of the best War of the Realms tie-ins covers that I've seen yet. This is gorgeous. But I mean, like, Yancey Streeters like, oh, we're Yancey Streeters, and that's the best you could be. We don't need superheroes or blah, blah, blah. Really? I know that worked really well back in the Kirby days. Hasn't really worked too well since. It gets the modern day, dude. Don't nobody care about a bunch of freaking Yancey Streeters thinking, well, they are really tough. That's like the toughest street in all of the world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely they can handle their own share of frost giants. I mean, I don't see what the problem is. No, I do have a problem with that. It's silly. It doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't do anything. So, do we really think that a bunch of Yancey Streeters are going to go out there with their clothes hangers and baseball bats and take down the Storm Giants? Come on now. Really? Powerhouse, Nathaniel Richards, for his part, is an absolute dope in this. He's actually is like, oh, I'm basically a god, but every time I use my powers, I lose a little bit of my powers. You're going to take a whole lot of my powers right now. And it's like, dude, what a derp. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Even kids your age don't talk like that, giving everybody exactly what you can do. Stop, dude. That's what text narration is for. Anyway, I don't think that anything for the most part worked on this comic book. Pretty much none of it worked. Just felt so... Maybe this would have come out a month ago or 2 months ago. Might have been better, but this just really didn't do it for me. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.